everyone. My name's Cassie and I'm a senior on the SALT team here. And I just wanted to take a quick second and welcome everyone to youth group. I'm really excited. It's going to be really great tonight. And just know whether this is your first time or your millionth time, no one belongs here more than you.
Two, three, four.
What's up, friends? If we have never met before, virtually or in person, my name is Haley Foscue and I am on staff with East Street Youth as the middle school lead, and I would like to take this moment to pray with you all, so if you will, please bow your heads with me. Dear good and great God, thank you so much for each person that is viewing this video, and whether it is right now when we premiere at 6:30 on Sunday nights, or if it's 2 months from now or 3 years from now, whenever it is, thank you for this person. Lord, I pray that you will bless each of us abundantly this week in our households and all of the other places that we go. I pray that you are with us and you help us lead with integrity. Lord, it is in your name that we pray. Amen.
So, when you don't know how to do something, how to fix something, or how something works, what do? Ask a teacher? Ask your parents? Ask your friends? Ask someone you really know and trust? No! You go to the internet and ask some randos. But I'm not talking about creeps here, I hope. No, I mean the people of the internet! You know, those people who make how-to videos. Because chances are, if you're trying to figure out something, someone on the internet has already figured it out for you. Things like, how do I unsend a text? No. How do I do a winged eyeliner? How do I get rid of the zit by Friday night? How do I get out of gym class? How do I screen cap Snapchat without getting caught? You'll never know. But then there are things in life that don't have an easy fix, that don't have a simple solution, that don't have a how-to video. Things like what to do when you have problems with family, or when it seems like you have no control in your life, or what to do when someone has done something to you. I mean, clearly, they gotta go. The truth is, there's a lot of life that doesn't have a solution you can just find online. So how do you know what to do when you don't know what to do?
Have you ever found yourself not knowing what to do next? Now, I don't mean like not knowing what to do for the next step of solving this long division math problem, but I mean like not knowing what to do when it comes to something ethically or morally. Like when you're playing catch in the house with your siblings and they throw the ball a little too far and a little too hard and it slips right through your fingers. And the next thing you know, you hear a crash and you already know without even looking that it's your mom's favorite vase. What do? Some of you might already know what you would do, but what I'm getting at here is knowing what to do isn't always as simple in the moment. And that's what we're talking about in the series. What to do when you don't know what to do. It'd be nice if doing the right thing was always clear and always obvious, right? But we all know that that's almost never the case. Sometimes the right thing isn't obvious. If your teammate is going on and on about how the coach is a total jerk and bench them for no reason, but you really know that they need to work on their passing game, is it wrong to tell them? Or maybe you're already in a relationship with someone, but you've been texting this other person like a lot and at all hours, but you're not cheating on that other person. You're just texting, right? That's not wrong, is it? And then sometimes the right thing costs us something. For example, if you tell your mom about the vase you and your sibling broke, you might lose some of your privileges. Or you know that it's wrong to let someone cheat off your chest, but if you say no, somehow you feel like the loser. This will cost you socially. Sometimes what's right feels complicated. Even when you know what's right, sometimes it's difficult to actually do it. So with that in mind, we're picking back up with Joseph. For the last few weeks, we've been talking about this guy who's one of the most famous people in early history, and his story is wild, y'all. Like thrown into a well, sold into slavery by his brothers, wild. And what we're looking at today can be a game changer for all of us. It'll help us know what to do when we don't know what to do. Last week, Rush talked about how Joseph was sold into slavery, and this week we're picking up with what happened afterwards. Joseph was given to work in the house of an officer of the Pharaoh. A pharaoh is like a king, an emperor, and a president all rolled into one. Whatever the pharaoh said, went. If a pharaoh said jump, you said how high. And so as I'm sure you can all imagine, working for or with a pharaoh was stressful, and working for one of the pharaoh's officials was equally, if not more, stressful. So there was no telling what Joseph was about to walk into. But like we established last week, God was with Joseph, and Joseph already had favor with this official, Potiphar, meaning Potiphar was a fan of Joseph. So now let's pick up in Genesis 39. The Lord was with Joseph so that he prospered, and he lived in the house of his Egyptian master. When his master saw that the Lord was with him and that the Lord gave him success in everything he did, Joseph found favor in his eyes and became his attendant. Potiphar put him in charge of his household, and he entrusted to his care everything he owned. From the time he put him in charge of his household and all that he owned, the Lord blessed the household of the Egyptian because of Joseph. The blessing of the Lord was everything Potiphar had, both in his house and in the field. So Potiphar left everything he had to Joseph's care. With Joseph in charge, he did not concern himself with anything except the food he ate. So things weren't so bad for Joseph. Potiphar trusted him, and with Joseph in charge, Potiphar was living the good life. But things took a weird turn. Now, Joseph was well built and handsome, and after a while, his master's wife took notice of Joseph and said, "Come to bed with me." Now, this is where things got complicated, because as a servant, it was Joseph's job to obey not only Potiphar, but his wife too. And if he refused her commands, there was nothing holding her back from punishing him. He'd get kicked out of their house, or worse. But if he did obey, that would create a whole other list of problems. So what did Joseph do when he didn't know what to do? Here's the next part of the story. But he refused. "With me in charge," she told her, "my master does not concern himself with anything in the house. Everything he owns he has entrusted to my care. There is no one greater in this house than I am. My master has withheld nothing from me except you, because you are his wife. How then could I do such a wicked thing and sin against God?" And though she spoke to Joseph day after day, he refused to go to bed with her or even be with her. Slow clap for Joseph here. He, out of respect for Potiphar and even a bigger respect for God, he did the next right thing. Joseph didn't make the decision based on how things might turn out for him. He made the decision based on what was right. And what was right in that moment was to turn down Potiphar's wife. Now, things weren't all rainbows and sunshine as a result of Joseph doing the right thing. In fact, things took a turn for the worse. Potiphar's wife accused Joseph of rape. Potiphar believed his wife and had Joseph thrown in prison because of it. And I don't know about you, but that's not exactly the happy ending I hope for when I do the right thing. But Joseph didn't make his decision based on what was best for him. He did what was right with God and trusted God with the outcome. Joseph made his decision with integrity. And just like quick side note, integrity simply means being the kind of person who does what's right, no matter the situation or who's watching. So here's the deal. While the chances of us finding ourselves in a situation like Joseph's are slim, we will find ourselves in situations where we have to decide what to do without knowing what the outcome will be. Most of us know the right thing to do in most situations, but a lot of the time, fear keeps us from acting how we should. And more than that, fear and inaction keep us from becoming the people that we want to be. And that's why learning to live with integrity is the most direct, or one of the most direct ways to becoming who we want to be. But that doesn't always make it easy, does it? So this is what I want you to do the next time you find yourself not knowing what to do next. The first thing is I want you to take a moment, take a step back, and I want you to look at the situation and think about what the right thing to do is, and ask yourself why you aren't doing it. What are you afraid of? What's holding you back? And then the second thing that I want you to do is I want you to determine what kind of person you want to be. And I don't mean what kind of person you want to be in 5 years, but right now, today, tomorrow, on Friday, in 2 weeks, what kind of person do you want to be? What do you need to do to be that person? And what do you need to do to be the kind of person that is proud of their decision and who respects themselves and respects the people around them? This third step is tell someone what you're going to do. Telling a mentor or a community group leader, a friend, a sibling, a teacher, or anyone else you trust will help hold you accountable to the actions that you've said you want to do. And then finally, I want you to invite that person that you just told what you were going to do to pray for you and then ask you about it later. That's how we live with integrity. Knowing the next right thing and then doing it, or figuring out the next right thing and then doing it, and inviting someone to hold you accountable and come alongside of you. The beautiful thing about this crazy, wacky, wild life that we all live is that we don't have to do it alone. We are gifted people to do this life thing with us. And sometimes we do have to be brave and intentionally invite someone to walk a little bit closer. But more times than not, those people are going to show up in ways that we could have never imagined. And another little sidebar here, if you're having a hard time trying to figure out who to ask or where to start here. Start with this place. Start with the people that you trust and love and the people that trust and love you from your small group or from anybody in this youth group. So as we wrap up and you begin your week, I want you to think about a situation where you need to do the next right thing. Think about exactly what you need to do. And know that you don't have to do it alone because you aren't alone. Lean on the people you love and the people that love you. And remember, when you don't know what to do, do the next right thing.
Hi y'all, I'm Virginia. I'm on the SALT team and I'm here with some announcements. We have community groups this Wednesday and we also have some tonight. We really hope to see you all there and know that the links for those are in both our Insta and our newsletters. We also have Discovery coming up. We really hope you'll join us April 17th for an awesome family event. Registration is now open, but make sure that you watch the video on how to register first. You can find that on our Insta or in our newsletter. We really hope to see you all for this really special event. Thank you.
Friends, we thank you so much for joining us tonight for our youth group. Friends, if you've been paying attention through the season of Lent, you know that our whole church community is going through these Lenten practices. And I'm really excited to share what we're doing this week. If you watched church this morning, you know that we're going to try to spend this week figuring out what it means to listen to God. What does it mean to not speak our need? What does it mean not to talk a bunch and have God care what we have to say? But what does it mean for us to put ourselves in a posture of listening to God? So friends, here on the cards that are available here at the church, here's a question on the front. It says, how are you called to respond to what God is saying? And I would say for you, that means, do you know what God is saying to you? So here's my challenge this week. I want us in our time with God, whatever we're doing, I want us to talk less, or maybe to not talk at all. To just say, hey, God, I'm listening. I'm paying attention. I am available. So friends, may you be people who make yourselves available and listen to God. Friends, thanks for joining us tonight. We'll see you next time.